So you're feeling like you and your body just don't know each other anymore. Maybe you feel a little disconnected, not only from yourself, but everything that's kind of going on around you. And you are really trying hard to manifest the life of your dreams. Well, don't miss this reading because we are going to hear from our higher selves how we can support our bodies through nutrition, food, and self care practices to do just that. Be happy and live the life of our dreams. So, if that sounds like it's for you, then I'll meet you back here in just a moment. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new week and a brand new whole self wellness video. Whole self wellness, yes. And that is, we want to support our bodies and to get in touch with our inner selves, right? We want to be able to hear the cues that we have going on inside of us so that we can evolve and grow and thrive. And if you're feeling that that's not happening for you anymore, well, this is where we're going to start finding out how we can listen and hear what our body has to say so we can be happy, we can feel connected again, and we can go forward and live a life that knocks our socks off. All right. So if you're new here, my name is Erin. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you like what you see and that you stick around for a while. And go ahead and subscribe if you want to be a part of the family and you already know this is the place for you. And if you are returning, then hello. Thanks for coming back again. I hope that you're excited as I am about finding out where we're going this week. Last week was amazing because we figured out how the manifestation process is starting to work through us and how that feels, because we are in fact getting into that transformational period where we're actually learning something that we've been waiting for, and it's an exciting time. So this is going to be a reading for the week of April 26th, 2021. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on the reading. Now, if you want to pause the video, go right ahead. You can make an attention, do whatever you need to do to feel grounded, some breathing exercises in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can just bring yourself, and if you could put away, like if you're not watching on your phone, and you can get rid of your phone and any other kind of distractions that may be inhibiting you from taking full charge of this reading and really just being aware of what's happening, that would be awesome. Like, go ahead, spend some time with yourself today. It's all right. You're worth that, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started with this reading, the week of April 26, 2021. The first thing we do here is get the overall energy, what we need to know about what's going on out there this week, right? All right, we have the equator to make equal. So we're talking about balance here. We need to have some balance, and that is a good thing. We've talked about this before, and we're going to go ahead and get a moon card because we don't want to know what moon energy will be affecting us this week that our bodies need to know about so that we know where to support that. Here we go. And we have, what do you need to release the wanting moon? So we're talking about releasing again, and we talked about releasing. Well, we talk about releasing a lot, really. And that's to be expected when we are working on our bodies and we're trying to get back in touch with things. We are bombarded with so many things every single day, right? That will just bog us down, and we don't always take the time to translate how the things that bombard us every day affect us and the toll that it takes on our bodies, on our minds, and how we feel even spiritually. So we need to be able to take the time to understand how things in our lives affect us and what we don't want to have in our lives anymore. What doesn't serve us anymore? What do we need to get rid of, right? We're going to get a spirit animal that will guide us this week in helping us to find where we need to support our body. And we have coyote spirit. Trust in divine detours. Got you. So this is a theme here this last week. If you feel like you're going in a certain direction and you're being prohibited from moving forward and you keep getting pushed somewhere else, there's a reason for that. And you really need to explore that, right? So let's go ahead. Let's get the number. We're going to do a numerology card and see what the energy shows us there that we need to know about. Right here. Individuality again, number 11. So we're still having this issue with understanding, I'm knocking things around. That's nothing new. About understanding who we are on an individual basis. And this is where that detour is coming in. We are we're getting there, but we're missing the mark just a little bit, or there's something else that we need to know about. So coyote spirit is, we can't fight these detours that are coming into us, these situations, circumstances that are coming up in our lives that are not allowing us to go in a certain direction. There's a reason for that. So we need to take a look at where in ourselves are we not allowing something to release. You're still not ready to let go of something, but we need to. So let's see, she already knows. This is the one she wants today. This is number 42, the Wheel of Life. All right, that's a beautiful card, isn't it? I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. So harmony and balance. So somewhere in our life, we're out of balance, right? And that's to be expected, especially when we're working on supporting our bodies and getting back into shape nutritionally so that our bodies can be well supported for us to do the work we want to do in this lifetime. Life is ups and downs, rounds and rounds. And it doesn't mean that you are losing out on anything. It's giving you a chance when we are going through a period where we feel like we're not moving forward. It's not that we're not moving forward. Life is giving us an opportunity. The universe is giving us an opportunity to revisit the areas that still need to be taken care of in order for us to really have that growth so that we can really thrive in this lifetime and have the things that we not only need, but the things that we want as well. There's something out of balance that is not allowing us, something out of balance that we are just either not ready to release or haven't recognized that it's something that we need to release or have not wanted to face the fact that, sometimes things just come up and we just aren't ready, or we feel like we're not ready, or we're just, things are going on and we don't want to take on that challenge. But you're going to have to trust that in order to find your individuality, in order to be yourself, in order to live the life that you want to live, you're going to have to find the harmony and within yourself, right? And release all the stuff that doesn't serve you so that you can move forward. So we're going to go ahead, let's use this botanical deck and see any little area that what they want to tell us this week. Let's get a little beautiful little botanical card here. This one. And this is hawthorn. Oh, sacred. Beautiful. Okay, so for the sacred card, what I'm seeing for this is sacred as far as how what does sacred mean to you? Are your values sacred to you? What does that mean in terms of making you feel like you can't compromise? So I feel like there's compromising here on a system, on like your values or your integrity, and it's really holding you up because you have to be able to be sovereign. You have to have personal sovereignty. You have to know who you are and not compromise on the things that you value the very most about what makes you you, about how you hold yourself. So you need to realize that that is how you see yourself as a sacred thing. And maybe you need to journal a little bit about that, or take some time to think about, um, what that means to you and how you place value in your life as far as your individuality goes, and how that brings harmony to how you feel on the inside, and how that translates to the outside world as well, that makes you feel whole. So this can also be like, maybe you need a sacred space. Maybe you need to create an area. And we have talked about that. Like a couple weeks ago, there was a card that came out that asked us to have a sacred space where we could go to do rituals, or to journal, or just somewhere we could go that we could be free to just be ourselves, and to get grounded, and to be in touch with who we really are, and no holds barred, right? So maybe you need to revisit that. And if you didn't get a chance to see that video, I'll link it. And if you did see it and you haven't created yourself a sacred space for whatever reason, you should really look into find just anything at all, or some time that can be sacred to you, that you get to be by yourself and think about how you want to go about figuring out how you can balance yourself out, right? Okay, this is our self-care card, is family. I love that. That's beautiful. Okay. So you need to spend time with family. It doesn't have to be like blood family either, all right? So if there are things that are going on that are out of balance, that you don't feel comfortable talking to your blood family about, then find those around you. It's those who you love that support you 150% in everything that you do, and just want the very best for you, have the same values as you, have the same or want to are parts of the same causes as you are, and don't get me wrong, it could still be your family as well. Wherever you just find the love and support that you need, that makes you feel like you could take on anything in the whole wide world and come out, you know, like a brand new person. And you might have got a little nicks and knocks and some bruises and stuff like that, but you you are you because of that. And so you really need to find people that will lift you up, that will support you and hear you, and accept that there are some things that you need to take care of in your life. Maybe the sacredness of this reading is that you understand how wonderful the people around you are, and that maybe you haven't utilized them enough. Sometimes it's hard to ask people to support you. And I'm not, and it can be in any ways. It doesn't have to be, sometimes you need, maybe some monetary support. Maybe sometimes you need a shoulder to cry on. Maybe you just need to vent about something. You know, we don't want to burden other people. And I'm feeling that there's a feeling of burden, that if you tell people how you feel, or try to go to them with issues that you have, that maybe they just don't want to talk to you about it, that you're taking up too much of their time. And that's a self-worth issue, right? You are worth the time. And if you have people around you that love you, and if you are accepting people to come to you with their hopes and dreams and worries and fears and anything under the sun, that they could talk to you about anything under the sun, then you deserve that in return. And if you don't get that in return, then you need to find the people who will do that with you, right? Because that's important. You need to have that. And maybe I feel that is a real piece of the sacred, is to have those people around you, and to understand how beautiful it is to have people that love you unconditionally and are willing to, just do just even hear you, right? And also, just cycles are just really important. Like this card, the individuality card, the wheel of life, the what do you need to release card are all speak of cycles. So, and this is important because we need to, it's kind of almost, I'm feeling like a slowing down a little bit. I feel that you're trying to rush through healing something, and sometimes you can't rush through it. You need to take the time to really understand it and how it impacts you. It's because it's like a trauma, right? Like I'm with this family card, there could be some family traumas there that really need to be healed, that could take some time, that maybe um, you thought you were working past, but maybe you really didn't, right? And I don't know if that looks like it's a forgiveness kind of thing, or if you just need to talk about what happened, or if you just need to understand how that impacted you so that you can release that and move forward knowing what happened, um, and letting that, you still remember, you, because there are challenges, there are things, we talk about this all the time, we know there's obstacles, challenges, situations that are put before us that they might not be pretty and they might not be fun, but for whatever reason they're in our lives, and we use those experiences and lessons to further us along in life, to prepare us for what's coming up, for some of the things that we signed up for, right? We signed on for some things, and maybe when we are coming into a hard situation and having to really take the time to understand how things impact us, that is going to be necessary for us to move to the next step, right? So that we understand that, so that we're not continue, so that yes, it's a cycle. We understand the cycle, but we don't want to just keep going in this, in a circle that never ends. The cycle we want to be in will still be able to grow and flourish, but a continual circle that is just a repeating pattern is not something we want to deal with. We want to let the cycle be the cycle. We want to have the birth, we want to have the middle, we want to have the end, right? We want to have all of those things and let them grow off of each other, not just be the same. So we really need to work on, I've not rushing through trying to get to that next point, trying to get what you want, right? That's the coyote spirit in protection position. Like don't see the what's in the distance and be like, I have to have it right now. You're gonna have to, that's a prize, that's a prize for after you understand what's happening. All right. So let's go ahead and go through the wellness portion, right? Well, for nutritionally, of course, I'm going to think of the root chakra here because of the red color that we have and the individuality. And I'm thinking of the individuality as like a sense of belonging. So the root chakra is very like the instincts, your sense of survival, right? So I'm feeling that's going to really be a key thing to helping you understand where you need to heal some of these traumas. And the traumas can be from, we had that karmic cleansing card at the beginning of last week, right? These, it's not like you're going to be able to heal all your traumas and do all the karmic completion in 4 days, right? So this is still talking to me about some of maybe that karma stuff. It could be, of course, traumas that you did experience through childhood or any other time in your life, but having the root chakra here along with all of the life cycle, with all of the life cycle cards and the harmony and the balance, really makes me feel like it's on an ancestral kind of level. So I'm thinking more of in the karmic kind of way, things that have been brought over from ancestral times or other lifetimes, right? That we are trying to clear, to complete, so that we can not have to because we're done learning those lessons. When the karma is ready to be completed, like those lessons are ready to be finished now, and we're ready to move on to something else, right? Part of the cycle. So this to me is, we're going to take care of the root chakra, but on the what I think what would help with that is, what does it mean for, what does survival look like to you? If you're in certain situations where your instincts come to life, like if you're in a situation that you feel fearful of something or caught off guard, what is your instinct? What do you automatically just do or react, right? Think about what you need to survive and how you react in a state of, it could be any kind of situation, a fear-based situation, or where you're, like I said, caught off guard, even happy situations. Like, what instinctually just comes to mind that and how you would react to that, and either journal it or think about it and just kind of absorb it into your body so that you can kind of understand what's happening there. And that's going to be really important for you to understand, because that's going to help you to figure out, kind of what you look like. And because we're also talking about, with the root chakra, like I said, the sense of belonging, and also like personal integrity, right? So, and that's again with this sacred card, you need to know how you feel about your values, about, what does that personal integrity look like to you, so that because that's what's going to help to bring you harmony, right? So I'm looking at the root chakra. We're going to be working on that and do that journaling exercise. And also, since we're talking about a sense of security and a sense of belonging, right? We're also going to be looking at, how can we bring balance to that? How can we help balance that root chakra, right? Because we're very much talking about balance. So with the foods, with those with the red foods, with the root vegetables, with movements that will move energy. So energy moving exercises or therapies, Reiki, some yoga, moving meditations, right? There's lots of different moving meditations you can do, and those are pretty cool, especially when your mind's going a mile a minute and it's hard for you to like be still all the time. Those moving meditations can really help you out. So look up moving meditations. There's many of them on YouTube, of course. And then you can make time to do that, because that's going to be really important in helping to release, right? Because we're trying to release it through moving that energy through with movement exercises. So if you can release those energies out of you and start healing that, and start balancing with the root vegetables, and as the food portion, and do the journaling exercises that I mentioned, then we can start to repair and build that foundation up to where it's looking more like we intended it to be, right? So that we don't have to keep taking those detours. All right. So also, what I'm thinking about here is also, this could bring about a lot of stress and maybe fear in certain instances when trauma can, of course, bring up fears. So I'm really worried about supporting those adrenal glands, because that's releases the hormone for our fight or flight response, and we don't want to have that response constantly being on, right? We don't want to be in a state of panic all the time. So take care of those adrenal glands by the exercising will of course help. Doing things to reduce your stress, like getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, making sure that you are eating foods that have some fat, some really good healthy fats in them. Sea salt is beautiful and will really help, especially if you're very fatigued and feeling very sluggish. Adding some sea salt, some good quality sea salt, could really help you to negate that and give your body that electrolyte, that mineral that it's so needing. Salt is so important in your body, so important. And it will do you good to find a beautiful sea salt to put, because you can put it in your water. We've talked about that before in the morning, and you can season all of your beautiful root vegetables with that, right? So that will be an excellent idea to have some good quality sea salt on hand. And also you can look at we also don't want to be spiking our blood sugar either, because when we spike that, that is very harmful to your adrenals and puts them in quite a state. The adrenal glands are one of your blood sugar regulating organs, so you want to not eat the foods that are going to spike your blood sugar up really high. So now, if you don't know whether or not you are spiking your blood sugar, a lot of times you can tell if you're like get the heart flutters, or if you have a big up and you crash really hard after all that energy goes, then you are in a state of spiking your blood sugar, you hiking it up and crashing down, right? So we want to make sure that we are taking good care of our blood sugar, keeping that regulated, and being mindful of the sugars that we are ingesting, right? So we're not freaking us out. We're not freaking out those adrenal glands. Now, also things like ashwagandha adaptogens, ashwagandha and maca can actually help the adrenal glands as well. They can be helpful. They can help just support where they need, and also maybe give you a little boost of energy without having to like drink a bunch of coffee and stuff like that. Because a lot of times if you have adrenal fatigue, you're drinking a ton of coffee or caffeine or chocolates, sugar, to help sustain you through your day, because you just can't do it. Your body just can't do it without the help of those foods keeping you going all day long, right? So ashwagandha and maca will be a more natural way and a more gentler way of helping you to sustain that energy throughout the day without freaking your body out, all right? Okay, so also the colon, so we were talking about release as well. So the colon, large intestine is going to come into play a little bit here for me as well. And for that, simply all I'm worried about there is like staying regular. So if you're hydrated well and you're eating a lot of those veggies, that should give you plenty of fiber in order for you to do your business, right? And get rid of all the stuff that we don't need, because we don't want anything in our bodies that to sit there, we want to clean everything out, right? Okay. Now I'm also thinking seasonal foods, because we have so many cards that deal and specifically are specifically dealing with the cycles of life. I'm thinking that it would be good to try to eat seasonally where you can. And here in the States, it's spring. In our spring, what we have is like avocados, asparagus, peas are in season. Spinach, and so we also have some red stuff like the strawberries. Strawberries are in season right now. And then we talked about the root vegetables too. Carrots, garlic, they're both in season, as are radishes, and turnips, I believe, are also in season too. So plenty of root vegetables for you. Now, and then I just wanted you to be sure also, don't forget about the sacred space, because I'm still hearing sacred space. So if you, or some time for yourself, do something that feels sacred to you, is special, and make it a practice that you do often, so that you are able to know, to show yourself that you're important, right? Because you need to believe that within yourself, all right? You got to believe that you're important. You are important. You do belong here. And we need you here. We are happy that you're here, right? So make sure that you're letting yourself know that too, and you feel that in your body. And then I just wanted to one last thing, just give you maybe a couple of little recipe suggestions, just in case you don't have any ideas. I'm sure you do, but what the heck, right? So we could do a beautiful root vegetable salad, like I said, with the radishes, the carrots, right? You can make a nice little vinaigrette dressing with that, some olive oil, a little bit of mustard, some beautiful sea salt in there, and a little bit of vinegar, apple cider vinegar, or like red wine vinegar. Red wine vinegar would be amazing. You just mix that all up. It's best if you have an immersion blender. I just use a mason jar and just shook it all up, right? So that would be beautiful. You can do it with, and you could put the spinach on there as well. Have a nice little salad, or you could roast the root vegetables and have a roasted root vegetable side dish. So we could also do like salmon with red potatoes. That would be delicious. You can roast the potatoes, you could mash the potatoes, however you like them the very best. Put a little grass-fed butter on those potatoes. Yes, that would be delicious. And then also maybe for a breakfast you could do like a yogurt or a kefir with some strawberries, raspberries, right? Some kind of beautiful red fruit, and you could make it into a smoothie, or you could just have like a little yogurt bowl. That would be a lovely thing to have in the morning if you're a breakfast person. I don't eat breakfast, but I'd eat it for lunch, that's for sure. And then, like I said, just make sure you're seasoning your food with that beautiful quality sea salt, and don't forget the avocado. That would be excellent to put in your salad as well, to help give you the fat along with that olive oil. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for this week. It's a good one. I'm really excited to see how this goes. Leave in the comments how you're feeling about this. If you feel good about it, or maybe if you're feeling a little stressed out about it, let me know what you think about this, and if you need some support there, some kind words thrown your way, we'll be glad to do that. And also, I'm also happy to answer any questions or anything like that you might have, wherever I can help, right? Okay, so that's beautiful. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and send y'all off with a great big hug full of love and healing energy. I know you guys got it this week. You're awesome. You're doing great. I'm super proud of you, and I'm so happy that you're here with me this week. And I hope you join me again on Wednesday for the midweek check in. I will see you all then. Bye for now.